My screen is okay for you. Is it okay? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now today in this session we are going to learn solution stability. During the discovery phase and also while conducting the experiments, in vitro and in vivo experiments are simply bioassays. Some difficulties may faced of a particular lead compound. So during this phase we should know about the stability of a drug molecule with a solution in the form of solution. Okay, I will discuss one by one. This is actually my presentation contents. So the first one is what solution stability fundamentals.
Your voice is breaking.
Now it is okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
The first topic in this presentation, that is the solution stability fundamentals. After that, what are the effects of solution instability? If a drug molecule are unstable or unstable in the form of solution, so what kind of effects may produced within the biological system and also during the in vivo and in vitro experiments. Also after that, how to overcome those kind of effects by modification of different functional groups or replacement of different functional groups and structural activity relationship with respect to the structure, and what kind of strategies we required to modify of a particular lead compound structurally, and by which we can improve the solution stability also. Okay, and last content in this, and finally what are the applications once we are getting this data, solution stability data, during discovery phase and development phase also, mostly in vivo and in vitro studies. During the in vitro and in vivo studies they are getting those who are discovering a new drug molecule as the chemists, they were getting some kind of solution stability data. With the help of that data, how that stability data which will be helpful to design or to discover a potent pharmacological activity containing drug molecules. Okay, so these are our contents in this session which we will going to cover. And the first one, just fundamentals or introduction part about this. So here just you observe, for example, if your drug molecule which is not stable in a solution form, what are the consequences may which produce, what are the consequences after or the compound is not having that much of stability in the form of solution. So here stability of a compound in solution is necessary to get a potent pharmacological activity containing drug substance during each stage of discovery. compulsory as a pharmaceutical chemist who are going to discover a new drug substance, they will maintain stability of a compound in the form of solution also at each stage of discovery and for the development of a successful drug product. Okay, and so another part, that is what during the discovery the compounds must be stable in biological assays. So anyone can tell me what is assay? Biological assay అంటున్నాడు అక్కడ. So how can why we need to perform these biological assays before it's entering into the market? Any drug product, before it entering into the market, they were performed biological assays, either by performing those kind of assays, they know the pharmacokinetic parameters or the pharmacokinetic properties of a drug molecule, like absorption, distribution, metabolism. Okay, and in case of in vivo and in vitro. So in vitro studies ki and in vivo studies ki somewhat difference ఉంటుంది compulsory. For example, if a compound having more absorption rate in case of in vitro studies, but when performing that same drug substance in vivo studies, it does not meet that much of expectations like in vitro. Okay, so that's why we know the properties actually by conducting these kind of biological assays. So with the help of solutions nothing but the biological assay containing a particular solvent system, we are preparing a kind of solvent system with the help of buffers only. The solvent system may be prepared by buffer systems, different buffer systems. We are preparing a solution, drug solution. So now your drug substance is a solute particle, considered as a solute particle it is, and which is going to be dissolved, which is going to be converted into a solution form in a solvent system. So the solvent system here it is buffer system. Okay, so these kind of biological assays we are going to conduct in during the discovery phase. Okay, and to produce accurate activity data during the discovery phase itself only. Otherwise, if you are not conducting these biological assays, మీరు సింపుల్గా సింథసైజ్ చేసేసి డోసేజ్ ఫామ్ని రెడీ చేస్తే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ హ్యావింగ్ దట్ మచ్ ఆఫ్ బయో అవైలబిలిటీ అండ్ ఫార్మకోకైనెటిక్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఆల్సో, అట్లాంటప్పుడు ఏముంటుంది? వేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎఫర్ట్స్, వేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ కెమికల్స్. సో దట్స్ వై డ్యూరింగ్ ద డిస్కవరీ ఫేజ్ a new discoverer compulsory conduct the biological assays. So in this session we are talking about the stability in the form of solution or solution stability. When we are solubilized a particular drug substance into a suitable buffer system, a suitable solvent system. So during that, or in which that solution your drug substance is stable or not. If it is a stable one, it may be produce or it exhibits good pharmacological activity. If it is unstable, that means what? The drug substance may be decomposed. The decomposition occurs within the form of solution by different chemical constituents present in solution. Some parameters also which influence, like pH and acidic property and basic property of that solution, and some components present in a solvent system. Okay, so these kind of all parameters we must able to know that during the discovery process only itself. Some assays are there, those are enzyme, biological assay for enzyme, biological assay for receptor, and cell based assays. Yeah, sorry for the disturbance. Next one. So here these are the different kind of biological assays for conducting like activity data in kind of enzyme. We are taking enzyme as an enzyme based assays, receptor based assays, and cell based assays. They were performing these kind of assays during the discovery phase. Okay, and the next here for in vivo oral dosing అంటున్నాడు. So the route of administration is oral. For in vivo oral dosing, compounds must be stable. So anyone can tell me what is the fate of drug administration through oral route? Fate of drug administration through oral route. So how the drug molecule it will reaches to the therapeutic target site from its route of administration site. In case of oral route of administration, what is the fate of the drug substance? How it will be reached, and what are the steps actually? Initially, after administration, the drug molecule going to be entered into at which place, and after that in second phase and third step, and finally it will reach us to the therapeutic target site. Anyone can tell me the route, exact route? What are the barriers are present actually in case of oral route of administration? Am I audible? వాయిస్ వినిపిస్తుందా?
Yes, sir.
Tell me the oral route of administration. If you are going to administer a tablet or capsule, what is the route actually, and how it will be reached? What are the barriers it may come across? What are the barriers which may exposure to drug substance? ఫస్ట్ ఎక్కడికి ఎంటర్ అవుతుంది డ్రగ్ మాలిక్యూల్ ఓరల్ రూట్లో?
Stomach. తర్వాత JIT wall.
లెట్ మీ టెల్ యూ ఫస్ట్. ఎక్కడికి వస్తుంది ఫస్ట్?
GIT, sir.
జిఐటీలో ఏముంటుందమ్మా? జిఐటీ అంటే ఇట్స్ నథింగ్ బట్ గ్యాస్ట్రో ఇంటెస్టినల్ ట్రాక్ట్. దేర్ ఆర్
Starting from esophagus, sir.
ఓకే. ఆఫ్టర్ దాట్
Then GIT to liver.
what are the steps may takes place within the GIT? జిఐటీలో ఈసోఫాగస్ తర్వాత ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తుంది? ఆఫ్టర్ దట్
Liver, sir.
డైరెక్ట్లీ లివర్కి ఎంటర్ అయిపోతుందా? హౌ ఇట్ కెన్ బి అబ్జర్వ్డ్? Stomach kada?
From the stomach, sir.
From that
Small
stomach to
intestine.
small intestine. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So here anyone can tell me what is the pH difference between the stomach and small intestine and liver? Just not include the liver, only stomach and small intestine is enough for their successful absorption process.
Acidic and basic.
Stomach is acidic in nature, sir.
Yes, okay.
Highly acidic is
Yeah, okay. And small intestine?
basic, sir.
Yeah, అంటే pH ఎలా చేంజ్ అవుతుంది అక్కడ ఫ్రమ్ స్టమక్ టు స్మాల్ ఇంటెస్టైన్ ఇట్ మే బి అప్ టు కోలాన్ అసిడిక్ టు
basic, sir.
సైడ్ వెళ్ళిపోతుంటుంది ఓకే రైట్ ఫర్ ఇన్ వైవో ఓరల్ డోసింగ్ కాంపౌండ్స్ మస్ట్ బి స్టేబుల్ ఇన్ ద అసిడిక్ అండ్ బేసిక్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ స్టేబుల్ ఇన్ ద అసిడిక్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ what will happen oral route of administration చేస్తున్నాడు drug molecule it may mixed with the gastric juices first and also the stomach containing acidic environment lower pH your drug is not stable if just assume if your drug is unstable to that pH what happens it may decomposed and also within the stomach some hydrolytic enzymes also there those enzymes which are responsible to degrade or to decompose the drug substance so finally this kind of instability which leads to drug decomposition before going to reach their therapeutic target site. That is nothing but the decomposition is nothing but the conversion one form to other form directly it converted chemically. It's a kind of chemical conversion. That may be inactive or active. So that's why the compulsory each and every drug substance having some stability. We should maintain that stability during the discovery phase. You can calculate the data, what kind of groups which require. So here acidic environment is there in stomach and some enzymes also present. And in case of small intestine, there is a basic environment or the higher pH values are there. The pH is very high compared with the stomach. Gradually it increases from stomach to small intestine. So your drug must able to stable during this all kind of environment like acidic environment, basic environment and also in presence of enzymes. Otherwise the drug may be undergo decomposition process which give another substance. So that may produce undesired pharmacological effect or also it does not reach to the therapeutic target site. So that's why you should maintain or optimize stability of a drug substance in the form of solutions. Solution stability of a drug substance, especially in case of oral dosing. Okay, and the next one, so here it is also crucial for prodrugs. So in case if it is a prodrug ankondi, so that may be a release active medicament, that may be released active metabolite by the acidic environment or basic environment, maybe it decomposed. After decomposition, which going to release a particular active form of drug substance. Initially it is inactive. When it is interfered with the acidic environment or basic environment, or it may be exposure to the enzymes, hydrolytic enzymes. After it will give some metabolic product, or it may be decomposed. Initially it is inactive form, then after decomposition it is active form. So this is a better suitable criteria for prodrug therapy. Okay, and some cases these prodrugs also which must be stable under certain physiological solution conditions, like hydrolysis, and which after hydrolysis which release the active drug or active pharmaceutical ingredient or active form of metabolite. Okay, then here another one, there is a last introduction part, I think. In case of parenteral drugs, so here the presence of formulation containing various excipients. In case of parenterals, some excipients are there. So here in presence of excipients, you should maintain the stability of your active pharmaceutical ingredient. It does not interfere with the excipients. That kind of excipients you are going to select. It may be helpful to reduce or to prevent from decomposition, especially in case of parenteral drugs, which must be stable in the presence of formulation అంటున్నాడు అక్కడ. During the formulation development phase, you design a particular formulation. If it is a parenteral dosage form, then you can select appropriate excipients. That excipients do not interfere with your active pharmaceutical ingredient or lead molecule containing functional groups. That is the restricted or difficulty barrier during the discovery phase and the designing phase. So some obstacles are there during potential solution stability. To maintain these are the discovery project, teams may overlook the assessment of solution stability by solution stability application data or from the solution stability data. They will monitor each and every stage, each and every step during the discovery phase. The stability is important, the solution stability of a drug molecule. And here parallel, another one, the solution instability may be observed frequently or frequently occurs. Some of the dosage forms will shows solution instability. So if it is a solution unstable one, what is the pharmacological activity? Either may be reduced or increased or potent one it is. So if it is a solution instability, your drug molecule unstable or unstable in a solution form, then what?
It doesn't show pharmacological action.
Yes,
sir.
it may be produced but moderately, somewhat weaker, not that much of potent. So that's why what kind of groups we require to incorporate on the lead molecule, to incorporate to the lead molecule. So those activity related studies with respect to the structure, once you have to change the structural feature, then activity may be changed. What kind of isoesters you are going to use and what kind of groups may be replaced, just what is analogs and what are the derivatives in a series of lead compound. So that's why here to maintain the structure activity relationship or to study about the SAR studies, it is very important, and to reduce the in vivo performance, which may be the solution instability is always may be reduced. Obviously it reduces the in vivo performance. So that's why you need to focus on that SAR studies also before going to design and discover designing any dosage form. Okay, so this is what just introduction about the solution stability and what kind of difficulties may face during the discovery phase and designing phase, and when we are while conducting the experiments like bioassays, enzyme based bioassays, receptor based bioassays, cell based bioassays. Okay. So one thing you should note down, that is, any drug substance, it do not show the accurate parameters or properties in vitro studies and in vivo studies. There is some gap, there is some difference they're showing their properties in vitro and in vivo. Okay. So next, different fundamentals are there actually. Before going to read this, before going to learning about the solution stability, some fundamentals are very very important. What are the terms are required to know? So here the compounds are exposed, any drug substances which may expose to a wide range of solutions in biological system. And also during the discovery phase, and we are conducting, for example, in vitro and in vivo experimental bioassays. Bioassays complete చేస్తున్నప్పుడు compulsory you need to solubilize, you need to dissolve your drug substance. Otherwise it cannot shows, otherwise it doesn't show any kind of activity. So just if you are going to find out absorption rate అనుకోండి, so you should must dissolve it first in vitro studies లో. Inside the laboratory you are going to conduct absorbents అనుకోండి, అబ్జార్బెంట్స్ని క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తున్నారు. జస్ట్ సింప్లీ అబ్జార్ప్షన్ ఎలా ఉందో చూస్తున్నారు, ADME ప్రాపర్టీస్ని ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తున్నారు. దెన్ హౌ షుడ్ యూ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ ఫస్ట్? ద ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ ఈస్, దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ కంపల్సరీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు డిజాల్వ్ యువర్ డ్రగ్ సబ్స్టాన్స్, solubilize first. You should solubilize your drug substance in a suitable buffer system. So that buffer system may be composed by different chemical components which are present in the buffer system. The pH may be different. For example, you are going to conduct absorption rate and elimination rate. So in both the cases you are using different buffer systems. So different buffer system means what? The pH may be different. So in first buffer system, how much it is solubilized and how much it was stable. In case of second buffer system, how much it is stable. Because our compounds also, after oral dosing, drug substance also, it may exposed to different kind of barriers. Just it kind of a new environment, acidic barrier, basic barrier, enzymatic barriers and cell membranes. So gastric solutions there are in the stomach. So here also during the discovery phase, compounds are exposed to a wide range of solutions. So wide range of solutions are nothing but the different kind of solutions. So why I am going to mention these wide range of solutions here? Different pH range containing solutions. That is the exact meaning of this sentence. Wide range of solutions means what? Different solutions we are using to conduct any experimental bioassay for any new drug substance. Wide range of solutions means what? Different kind of buffer systems we are using. They respectively they are having different pH values, not same pH values. Okay, just we are creating the biological environment inside the glass tubes. Okay, so here some fundamentals are there, some solutions and not. These solutions include following. One is organic solvents, stocks. When we are preparing a stock solution buffer system, either maybe stock solution of organic solvent. So organic solvents and aqueous buffers also we are using. and bioassay buffers, some specialized bioassay buffers for absorption is different, and distribution it may be different, and elimination may be different. And in presence of enzyme, we are conducting metabolic assays also inside the laboratory. Within the glass tube, we are taking a particular enzyme substance, that is what substrate. So your drug molecule is substrate now that for that enzyme. So we are going to conduct the metabolic studies also. But we are using these all techniques before going to conducting these all parameters or all kind of assays. Your drug is must in a solution form, and it is in a stable form. If it is stable form, you are getting accurate results. If it is not a stable form, it may be some erroneous. It will give you false results. Okay, so just to note down, these are the different solution systems are there. During the drug discovery process, our drug molecule may be exposed to different kind of solutions. In that, organic solvent stocks and aqueous buffers, bioassay buffers, and dosing solutions, and a GI tract containing environment, GI tract containing solutions or environment. Okay, and this is what about the drug discovery process during. Then after somewhat furtherly, so the specific conditions and components. Conditions and components while preparing each of the solution. మనకి ఇక్కడ డిఫరెంట్ సొల్యూషన్స్ అన్నాడు కదా. సో డిఫరెంట్ సొల్యూషన్స్ని ప్రిపేర్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏంటి, వన్ ఇస్ వాట్ కండిషన్ ఇస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, అండ్ అదర్ వన్ ఇస్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద కాంపోజిషన్ ఆఫ్ దట్ సొల్యూషన్ యాక్చువల్లీ. Because some solutions containing different components, so from that components, one of the component it will be react. It may react with your drug substance. That leads to decomposition also. That is what instability, solution instability simply. So that's why the components also very, very important when you are going to prepare any kind of solution. Otherwise it may cause instability. So what are the conditions we require, and what kind of components we should ideal components are there, that depends upon your drug molecule. Your drug molecule containing what kind of functional groups. So those functional groups depends on depends on your lead molecule. You have to select what kind of solution containing components. What kind of components may be prepared. With the help of what kind of components you can prepare a particular solution. So some of these challenges are as follows. Then in that first one is a pH and water. What is the quantity of water? And counter ions of salts, salt form of ions. And here this is what regarding solution components, that is next one, DTT, dithiothietol. So why here I am mentioning this example, because this dithiothietol, which may going to react with your drug substance most of the cases. So that's why you should take care about this component while preparing any kind of solutions. Okay, so and also excipients, it's very, very important what kind of excipients are present in your dosage form. And enzymes, for example metabolic studies అనుకోండి, if it is in case of metabolic studies, enzymes. And liquid chromatography modifiers, high performance HPLC modifiers అంటారు, high performance liquid chromatography modifiers. And temperature is very important, at which temperature it is a stable one. So these kind of parameters also important for storage of drug substances. During the storage, at what kind of temperature that may be stable, At what kind of temperature, in what kind of temperature, that may be unstable. So that is also a major factor, that is what temperature. And light, some kind of drug substances may be light sensitive. Those are exposed to light. When those are exposed to light, then immediately it may undergo decomposition during the storage also. అండ్ ఆక్సిజన్, అంటే మీరు ఏం చేస్తుంటారంటే మనం ఒక ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే అట్లీస్ట్ 24 అవర్స్ 24 to 48 అవర్స్ అలా ఉంటుంది అనుకోండి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అబ్జార్ప్షన్ రేట్ని క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో డ్యూరింగ్ దాట్ వచ్చిన శాంపిల్ని కాస్త ఫస్ట్ స్టాక్ సొల్యూషన్ ప్రిపేర్ చేసిన తర్వాత యూ షుడ్ స్టోర్ ఇన్ ఎ పర్టికులర్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్. డ్యూరింగ్ దట్ స్టోరేజ్, the very important thing is here, during the storage process also, during the storage conditions also, your drug may be decomposed while conducting the experiments. It's a time being experiments. For example, some experiments we are going to conduct continuous 48 hours, 72 hours or 1 week. At that time, how should you preserve that, how should you store that your stock solution? Stock solution is nothing but the solvent system is present and your drug molecule already solubilized in that. That is your stock now. So how should you store that stock solution? అందుకే మీరు నార్మల్ ఎస్ఎస్లో కూడా ఆర్గానిక్లో చూస్తుంటారు, ఫ్రెష్లీ ప్రిపేర్డ్ అని ఉంటుంటుంది. In case of organic chemistry laboratory, we are using this much of amount of freshly prepared solution. So why they are mentioning a freshly prepared caution? Nothing but the stable solution we are using. Okay, and also oxygen, your drug molecule may be exposed with the environment containing oxygen. That is also which causes maybe decomposition, oxidation process by. Okay, so here another some fundamentals and along with the including examples. So compounds are stable in stock solutions. Stock solution antunnadu, solution of organic solvent use chestunnadu here. There may be organic solvent or aqueous buffer, but if it is stable, even though if it is stable, some reactions can occur unexpectedly. Some degradation reactions especially. So here I am going to tell one example for you, that is paclitaxel for this unexpected reaction during the stock solution storage condition. So here just you observe one thing. Yeah, this is your stock solution now. Stock solution means here it containing drug molecule, drug substance plus solvent system. Okay, so after storage condition lo emoutundo chudandi, then your drug substance is now paclitaxel. So during the storage condition, the paclitaxel is epimerized. The epimerization reaction will take place in a solution form, because due to the slightly basic environment, the epimerization occurs due to the basic environment. అంటే అప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చేయవచ్చు, సాల్వెంట్ సిస్టమ్ చేంజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు కదా. ఎస్, ద ఆర్గానిక్ ఆర్ aqueous buffer solutions can expose these buffer systems. When the drug molecule exposed to these buffer system or organic solvent system, maybe there is a chance to decompose or a decomposition reactions which exhibits. So that decomposition reactions in presence of, అక్కడ చూడండి వాడు ఏం చేసిండు, డ్రగ్ సబ్స్టాన్స్ ఉంది పాక్లిటాక్సెల్, అండ్ ఇట్ అండర్గో ఎపిమరైజేషన్ రియాక్షన్ బై స్లైట్లీ బేసిక్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్. So here also decomposition reactions may occurs due to by the ambient laboratory light avvochu, and at some elevated temperatures and some oxygen absorbed from the air. So these are different kind of factors. Are you followed or not? Are you followed? Am I?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here the bioassay buffers. We are conducting bioassays. Biologically, we are conducting a particular determining particular parameter. Either it may be pharmacokinetic, something ADME properties by bioassays. Biological environment system may be creating within the glass tubes or in vivo or in vitro, whatever it may be. We are using buffers. So bioassay buffers can contain components. బఫర్లో ఏమో ఒక కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, దట్ ప్రమోట్ కాంపౌండ్ డీకంపోజిషన్ యాక్చువల్లీ. సో దట్స్ వై ద కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఆర్ what kind of components should be present within the buffer. That is very, very important. And another one, pH also. What is the pH of that component or that complete buffer system? Either 7.4 or 6.2 or 2.4. If you are going to conduct in the acidic environment, you can prepare acidic buffer. Just you are going to study about the absorption process at basic environment. You can create that basic environment inside the lab. You just adjust the buffer system pH. So buffer preparations అనేటువంటి ఆల్రెడీ అనాలిసిస్లో వచ్చి ఉంటాయి మీకు. And in pharmaceutical chemistry lab is there. In that lab you can learn what kind of different buffer systems are there, how we can prepare that buffer systems. For example, phosphate buffer system 7.4 pH అన్నాడు అనుకోండి. You should prepare what kind of components. There are already standard procedures are there according to the Indian Pharmacopoeia. According to the Indian Pharmacopoeia, you are going to select a prescribed amount, a defined amount. You can dissolve and you should make up with water. That is the final quantity of water. And dithiothietol. This is what dithiothietol, which is what component actually. It can cause a reduction because it acts as a nucleophile. So it may be react with your drug substance. So that's why the solution components also there is a chance to react. అక్కడే డిగ్రేడేషన్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మీకు పారామీటర్స్ ఏమొస్తాయి, మీరు ఏదైతే ప్యాటర్న్ స్టడీ చేస్తున్నారో ఆ ప్యాటర్న్ అక్యురేట్గా రాదు రిజల్ట్, బికాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్రెడీ డీకంపోజ్డ్ వన్. మీరు డ్రగ్ సబ్స్టాన్స్కి మాత్రమే ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్స్ కండక్ట్ చేయాలి. డ్రగ్ డీకంపోజ్ అయిన తర్వాత ఏముంటుంది, డీకంపోజ్డ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ వస్తుంది. సో నౌ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ డీకంపోజ్డ్, దెన్ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు కండక్ట్ ద డీకంపోజ్డ్ రిజల్ట్స్. యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు కండక్ట్ ద డీకంపోజ్డ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ యాజ్ అ స్టార్టింగ్ మెటీరియల్. మనం చేయాల్సిన డ్రగ్ సబ్స్టాన్స్కి, నాట్ మెటబలైజ్డ్ ప్రోడక్ట్కి. యు ఆర్ నాట్ కండక్టింగ్ experiment for metabolized product. Okay, so here what these kind of challenges are there actually. These are some fundamentals. Furthermore, throughout the lifetime of a discovery project, several different assays are there. Then binding assays, binding interaction assays, cell binding interaction assays, or cell based functional assays. What kind of cells we are going to take, especially in case of cancer treatment. You are going to select a cell lines. You can conduct your experiment. You can conduct your drug molecule, how it will be inhibit that cell line, especially in case of cancer treatment. You can select, for example, microorganism ఉందనుకోండి, microorganism cell lines ని కండక్ట్ చేసుకోండి, తీసుకోండి. From that, ఒకవేళ if it is there any animal, from that animal, from the particular organ నుంచి you can collect the cell lines. Okay, then what is the biological activity when your drug substances interfere with the cell lines? దాని సెల్ కల్చరింగ్ ప్రాసెస్లో కూడా ఉంటుంది బయోటెక్నాలజీ సైడ్. నెక్స్ట్ సెలెక్టివిటీ అసెస్. వాట్ ఈస్ సెలెక్టివిటీ అసెస్? వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ టార్గెట్ యాక్చువల్లీ? either it may be inhibited or agonist or antagonist. It may be bispecifically or non-specifically, either selectively or non-selectively. It is only suitable for that target or all over the all throughout the complete body, because our body containing different targets. So your drug substance compulsory, is there any selectivity or not with a particular receptor type or with a particular target site? That is important to know. So these kind of essays also performed, and each and every essay having every buffer system, each and every essay having individual buffer systems. You should note on this. It is important to understand, otherwise it is difficult. So here, what kind of assay we are going to conduct? Either absorption or distribution or metabolism or elimination or cell based assay or binding interaction assay or selectivity assay. So each and every assay type in vivo and in vitro studies, each and every assay having their own pH system or own buffer system. Our data ఎక్కడ నుండి వస్తుంది? Already the previously reported cases. According to the Indian Pharmacopoeia, you are going to select a particular suitable buffer system. From that buffer system, in that buffer system only you can dissolve, you can solubilize your drug substance. You should prepare first that buffer system and you are going to conduct any experiment. And you can conduct any experiment after preparation of a buffer system. But while selecting the buffer system, these all kind of fundamentals are very important. How much pH it is. The selection of buffer system is always depends upon your lead molecule and it contains what kind of functional groups. The nature and structural relationship between your buffer system and along with buffer components and pH and temperature and light with your drug substance. Because is there any decomposable groups are present in your drug substance, you can avoid that, you can remove that, you can replace it. Okay, so this results, if it is the results in different stability in different assay solutions. Your drug molecule may be solution 1 undanukondi, for example buffer solution 1 is there, buffer solution 2 is there. The solution 1 is the pH is 2.3 anukondi and the solution 2 is 7.4 anukondi. Your drug molecule exposed to two solution systems, 2.3 undi 7.4 system lo rendintlo solubilize cheyandi. What is the stability at pH 2.3? What is the stability at 7.3? You can calculate. You should optimize. Is there any errors? Is there any errors? You should remove some functional groups and you should add some functional groups. What kind of strategy it required? What kind of structural modifications it required? With the help of this data, you can select appropriate functional groups which are required. Okay, so and after that some excipients also, excipients of dosing solutions, especially in case of oral and intraperitoneal. Anyone can tell me what is the route where it is located actually, intraperitoneal route of administration? Intraperitoneal. Intraperitoneal route of administration. In this administration, where exactly the drug molecule may be injected? What is peritoneum? What is peritoneal membrane? I think you are now PG.
Underneath the skin, sir.
Underneath the skin only. What is peritoneum? What is intradermal?
Skin, sir.
Intracutaneous?
Beneath the skin, sir.
ఇంట్రాక్యూటేనియస్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఇంట్రాపెరిటోనియల్ అంటే ఏంటి? అదంతా స్కిన్ క్యూటేనియస్ కింద వస్తాయి కదా అమ్మ, ఇంట్రాక్యూటేనియస్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్. సో ఇంట్రాపెరిటోనియల్ అంటే ఏమొస్తుంది? పెరిటోనియం అంటే ఏంటి? క్యావిటీ లైక్ మెంబ్రెయిన్, క్యావిటీని ఏర్పరచుకున్న దానికి కప్పబడి ఉన్న మెంబ్రెయిన్ అంటుంటాడు, అవునా? స్మాల్ ఇంటెస్టైన్, స్టమక్, వీటన్నింటి ఏంటి? పెరిటోనియల్ క్యావిటీ కదా. అబ్డామినల్ క్యావిటీ ఏదైతే ఉందో అబ్డామినల్ క్యావిటీని ఏం చేస్తుంది? దానిపైన ఉన్న మెంబ్రెయిన్, ఇంట్రాపెరిటోనియల్ రూట్ ఆఫ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్. స్టమక్, స్మాల్ ఇంటెస్టైన్ కాకుండా మెంబ్రెయిన్కి ఇచ్చేస్తుంటాం మనం. ఓకే, సో ఇన్ దీస్ excipients also may be decomposed, some cases especially. Those are oral, intraperitoneal and IV administration dosing solutions. Example తీసుకుంటున్నా చూడండి అక్కడ. సో హియర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ a good example actually. Lactic acid containing dosing అంటది. Okay, so your drug substance లో ఏముంది now? Lactic acid is there. The solution, the dosing solution contain lactic acid. Okay, and here at low pH range it may undergo acid catalyzed at acid catalysis process. Lactic acid containing dosing solutions have a low pH value unkondi. Due to that low pH value, it could potentially cause acid catalyzed decomposition reaction. Okay, so next in the GIT tract, compounds are exposed to a wide variety of pHs, like as already I said that stomach having different kind of pH and small intestine, gradually the pH may be increases up to colon from the stomach. Okay, so the pH ranges from acidic in the stomach and upper intestine, it may be basic to the colon. In the upper intestine also it may be somewhat acidic, not complete basicity. Okay, and also a wide array of hydrolytic enzymes, so these enzymes also present in the GIT tract, and such as what are the enzymes? Pepsin and pancreatin. So these are hydrolytic enzymes. By these enzymes also your drug molecule may undergo decomposition process. So these enzymes have the natural function. Actually these enzymes are helpful. The normal function is what? Involved in the process of digesting, just digestion process lo involve avutuntundi. How it can be involved? Like conversion. Macromolecules may be converted into the monomers for use as a nutrients, but they can also bind, including digestion process. It can also bind, those hydrolytic enzymes also bind, and after binding it may be hydrolyze drug substances. Okay, so that's why during discovery phase and development phase and designing phase, you should maintain these all kind of stabilities by optimization processes, by structural modifications. Okay, and here also another example is there. These are what all effects actually, these are mana indaka discuss chesina any effects amma. Okay, and hydrolysis inka chudandi what it is. ఈ డ్రగ్ సబ్స్టెన్స్ ఏంటి? ఆస్పిరిన్ ఏనా?
Yes, sir.
Right, it may undergo simple hydrolysis process. So here hydrolysis also probably is the most common reaction causing instability. The hydrolysis reaction also which causes instability during the discovery or conducting experiments, because water as a solvent system తీసుకున్నారు అనుకోండి, when we are selecting the water as a solvent system. So these all kind of groups, what are that? Ester, amide, thiol ester, imide and imine, carbamic ester, acetols, alkyl chlorides and lactam or lactone rings. These are undergo simple hydrolysis process in presence of water only. అంటే అప్పుడు మనం ఏం సాల్వెంట్ తీసుకోవాలి నెక్స్ట్? ఇది హైడ్రోలిసిస్ అవ్వద్దు అంటే ఏం టాబ్లెట్ ఏం సాల్వెంట్ సిస్టమ్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటాం అదర్ దాన్ వాటర్. సో aspirin contains an ester actually that can be simple hydrolyzed by water only itself. So here acidic avachchu, basic avachchu, conditions. Hydrolysis can be catalyzed. These kind of reactions may occur in a solution by simple acidic or basic conditions, depending upon what kind of functional group it is. Ester ఉందనుకోండి, వాటర్ సింపుల్ acidic environment లో అవుతుందా, బేసిక్ environment లో అవుతుందా, like the rate of the reaction depends on hydrolysis. Rate of the reaction maybe depends on the functional group and adjacent chemical constituents, that attached chemical constituents and physicochemical nature of the solution, and components, chemical enzymatic components in a solution. what kind of enzymes are present. If it is present, what kind of enzymes are present, and what are the chemical components. Nothing but the composition of solution or solvent. So these are all factors related to hydrolysis. That may be the rate depends upon these kind of parameters. So some other reactions also there. Some other reactions in solution include, it may be oxidation undergo initiated by trace metal and light. So auto oxidation jarugutunటుంది in presence of light and in presence of metal, heavy metals. Limit test for metals chesira quality control lo. Limit test for chlorides, limit test for sulfate, like isomerization,
చేశాను సార్.
isomerization and racemization. These are some other reactions including hydrolysis. Other than hydrolysis, oxidation also there is a chance, isomerization, dimerization and racemization. Okay, wait, hello, క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను, చేస్తా. ఇంపార్టెంటా? చేస్తాను నేను ఒక 1 అవర్లో. Right, okay, sorry. Yeah, up to so far some effects and fundamentals also completed. So now another different effects చూద్దాం. ఇక్కడ వరకు this is what just fundamentals only. Solution stability fundamentals. Okay, solution components ఏంటి, enzymes ఏంటి, what are counter ion salts, and water is there, pH ఎలా ఉంటుంది, how it will be influenced. So now if it is unstable solution అనుకుందాం, what are the effects? If your drug molecule not stable in a solution form, so what are the consequences or what are the effects? ఒక సింపుల్ ఎఫెక్ట్ చెప్పండి, ఏమవుతుంది సింపుల్గా. ఆల్రెడీ ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్స్టేబుల్ అంటున్నాడు. అన్స్టేబుల్ అన్నప్పుడు క్లియరెన్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుందా తక్కువ ఉంటుందా? ఫార్మకాలజికల్
లెస్ సార్.
క్లియరెన్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది, పెట్టుకోండి. ఇమ్మీడియట్గా వెళ్ళిపోతుంటుంది బాడీలోంచి, ఓకేనా. బట్ బైండింగ్ నేచర్ ఉండదు, ఓకేనా. డీకంపోజ్ అయిన ప్రోడక్ట్ వస్తుంటుంది. ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఫార్మకాలజికల్ యాక్టివిటీ అండ్ బయో అవైలబిలిటీ రెండు కొలాప్స్ అయిపోతుంటాయి. సో ద కెమికల్ ఇన్స్టెబిలిటీ ఇన్ బయోఎస్ఏ బఫర్ సొల్యూషన్ which reduces the compound concentration. అంతే కదా, మనకి ఒరిజినల్ కాంపౌండ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ తగ్గిపోతుంటుంది బికాజ్ ఇట్ అండర్గో కన్వర్షన్. ఆస్పిరిన్ తీసుకున్నారు, వాటర్లో డిప్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఆస్పిరిన్ ఉంటుందా, ఓఎసిటైల్ సాలిసిలిక్ యాసిడ్ ఉంటుందా, కన్వర్ట్ అయిన ప్రోడక్ట్ వస్తుంటుందా? హైడ్రాలిసిస్ జరుగుతుంది, ఇమ్మీడియట్ హైడ్రాలిసిస్ జరిగిపోతుంటుంది. స్టార్టింగ్ మెటీరియల్ మే బీ కన్వర్టెడ్ ఇంటూ అదర్ ఫామ్, సో ద డ్రగ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ మే బీ డిక్రీస్డ్, reduces the compound concentration and produces decomposition products. ఎందుకు కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ రెడ్యూస్ అవుతుందంటే ఇట్ కన్వర్ట్ ఇంటూ అదర్ ఫామ్ డ్యూ టు ఇన్స్టెబిలిటీ. సో డీకంపోజ్ అయిన ప్రోడక్ట్ మేబీ ఇట్ ఈస్ యాక్టివ్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్, ఎస్పెషల్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోడ్రగ్ సిస్టమ్. Okay, so that lower concentration which results lower apparent activity of the compound, which produces some errors in SAR studies. Okay, so at that time what we can do as a chemist, so if team chemists know that a compound or series of compound which is not stable in a solution, so now they can make chemical modifications by which modifications the stability may be enhanced. Once the high stability compound is there, then which produce the reliable activity or good activity or potent activity. And also alternatively, if a buffer component or a conditions of buffer system or conditions of that assay, what type of conditions you require to perform that experiment, what is the temperature of that experiment and light, and what is the oxygen concentration around that solvent system. Components and along with conditions also, that assay components and along with assay conditions are causing degradation, and these conditions are not present in vivo. మనం ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాం, ఇన్ విట్రోలో క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం అనుకోండి ఇదంతా, బట్ దట్ సేమ్ కండిషన్స్ నాట్ బీ ఇన్ వైవో. అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి మనం? సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వీఆర్ క్రియేటింగ్ ఏ బయాలజికల్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఇన్సైడ్ ద ల్యాబొరేటరీ, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ దట్ మచ్ ఆఫ్ అక్యురేట్. ఆ కండిషన్స్ అనేటువంటి నాట్ రిలయబుల్, నాట్ సూటబుల్, నాట్ యాజ్ సేమ్ యాజ్ దట్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్ వైవో సిస్టమ్. సో అలాంటప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? యూ కెన్ చేంజ్ దట్ కండిషన్స్, మోర్ అక్యురేట్, మోర్ సూటబుల్ విత్ దట్ ఇన్ వైవో సిస్టమ్. అంటే ఏదో ఫాల్ట్ ఉందన్నట్లు కదా, బయాలజికల్ సిస్టమ్కి ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసిన ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్నే మీరు క్రియేట్ చేయాలి. If a buffer component conditions of the assay are causing the degradation because due to these conditions are not matched with in vivo experiments, these conditions are not present in vivo, so there is a chance now then you have to modify the conditions, modify the assay conditions, modify the assay components, buffer components. So then it may be possible to modify the assay to be more accurate for the compound series. Compound series nothing but you are going to conducting experiment for 100 compounds within the same lead molecule. But exactly what is the effect of solution instability, which reduces the compound concentration first, and decomposed products are maybe getting within the solution form, and there is finally the potency also may be decreased. Another slide is there for that. Yeah, yes, this is what continuation slide. Compounds can decompose, not only performing, while performing, after storage of stock solutions also, before and after. Compounds can decompose as they are stored in organic solvent solutions like oxygen, water, trace elements, and some materials from containers. That materials presents in containers. అంటే వాడు కంటైనర్ కూడా ఎలా మేడప్ ఆఫ్ అయిపోయింది, వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఆర్ ప్రజెంట్ ఇన్ కంటైనర్, either it may be glass container or plastic container. So those materials also react with your compound. There is a chance during the storage condition. Experiment చేస్తున్నప్పుడు మీరు స్టోర్ చేస్తున్నారు సొల్యూషన్ని. సో వాటర్ ఈజ్ ర్యాపిడ్లీ అబ్జర్వ్డ్. ఇక్కడ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకుంటున్నాడు చూడండి, ఆర్గానిక్ సాల్వెంట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకుంటున్నాడు. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్? DMSO. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ DMSO ఈజ్ అన్ ఆర్గానిక్ సాల్వెంట్. సో వాటర్ of your drug molecule, water is rapidly absorbed into DMSO. When solutions are exposed to the air, your drug molecule now, just here one small concept is there. This is what your solution, DMSO with drug molecule. Okay, దీన్ని మీరు ఎయిర్కి ఎక్స్పోజ్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో ఈ ఎయిర్లో ఏముంటుంది? వాట్ ఇట్ కంటైన్స్? ఎయిర్. హ్యూమిడిటీ ఉంటుందా? వాట్ ఈస్ హ్యూమిడిటీ? సింప్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ వాట్? హ్యూమిడిటీ మీన్స్ వాట్? రిలేటివ్ హ్యూమిడిటీ అని చదువుతుంటారు కదా, అబ్సల్యూట్ హ్యూమిడిటీ, రిలేటివ్ హ్యూమిడిటీ. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So here this drug molecule containing DMSO solution. Now your drug is solubilized or it is present in the form of solution like DMSO as a solvent, organic solvent use చేస్తున్నాడు, right? This complete solution now it is exposed to the air. So there is a chance, that is what, especially the water may be absorbed slowly. Not that much of a rapid absorption, but the small quantity of water, especially with the condensation process. Condensations when solutions are cool from refrigerator storage. So these kind of absorption, ఆల్రెడీ డిఎంఎస్ ఉంది, డ్రగ్ మాలిక్యూల్ ఉంది, దానికి వాటర్ అబ్జర్బ్ అయింది అంటే ఏమవుతుంది, అప్పుడు డీకంపోజిషన్ జరగవచ్చు కదా, దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ ఛాన్స్. సో అబ్జర్ప్షన్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ అండ్ రెసిడ్యువల్ అసిడిక్ అడిటివ్స్, those are TFA, trifluoroacetic acid and formic acid. These are your acidic additives. Water or acidic additives, వీటిని ఎక్కడ యూజ్ చేస్తుంటాం, ఫ్రమ్ క్రోమాటోగ్రాఫిక్ ప్యూరిఫికేషన్ చేస్తుంటాం అసే కండిషన్స్లో. మనం అసే కండిషన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు క్రోమాటోగ్రాఫిక్ ప్యూరిఫికేషన్ కూడా చేస్తుంటాం. సో దీస్ క్రోమాటోగ్రాఫిక్ ప్యూరిఫికేషన్ టెక్నిక్స్ ఆల్సో which promotes the degradation of a compound libraries, series of compounds, nothing but, that may be dissolved in DMSO during the storage. ఈ డిఎంఎస్ఓలో స్టోర్ చేసిన కాంపౌండ్స్కి అబ్జార్ప్షన్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్, వాటర్ అబ్జర్బ్ అయ్యే కెపాసిటీ, అటాక్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇది ఎక్కడుంది ఈ కేసు. దిస్ కేస్ మేబీ ఇట్ వాస్ ఫౌండ్ దట్ వాటర్ ఈజ్ మోర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ విచ్ కాజ్ కాంపౌండ్ డిగ్రేడేషన్ ప్రాసెస్. Compound may undergo degradation process than oxygen. అక్కడ నుంచి ఎయిర్ ఇలా సప్లై అవుతుంటే, సో ఎయిర్లో ఉన్న ఆక్సిజన్ కంటే ముందుగా వాటర్ రియాక్ట్ అయ్యే ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంటుంది. దేంతో, ఇన్ డిఎంఎస్ఓ కంటైనింగ్ స్టాక్ సొల్యూషన్. దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ అనదర్ ఎఫెక్ట్. అండ్ ఆల్సో దిస్ ఈజ్ వాస్ లాస్ట్ వన్, ఇన్ వైవో. సో హియర్ ఇన్ వైవో రెడ్యూసెస్ ఇన్స్టెబిలిటీ అనుకోండి, సేమ్ దట్ ఇన్స్టెబిలిటీ వచ్చింది, సొల్యూషన్ ఇన్స్టెబిలిటీ ఈస్ దేర్ ఫర్ వాట్, ఇన్ వైవో ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్. సో విచ్ రెడ్యూసెస్, ఏమవుతుంది కాన్సిక్వెంట్ ఏంటి ఇన్ వైవోకి, ఫార్మకోకైనెటిక్ పారామీటర్స్ చేంజ్ అవుతుంది, విచ్ రెడ్యూసెస్ ద పీకే పర్ఫార్మెన్స్. ADME properties may be, the rate of ADMEs may be reduced. And along with that PK performance, pharmacological activity also may be reduced due to instability. So these kind of challenges, this may be overlooked as a chemist who are going to discover a new drug substance as a cause of low bioavailability. This PK performance వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, there is any deviations or instability which leads to improper pharmacokinetic parameters or performances, like which leads to lower bioavailability, reduces the bioavailability, and also increases the clearance. Okay, so the compound may not achieve a sufficient higher concentration because concentration తగ్గిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. మనకు పర్టికులర్గా ఇన్వైవో ఎఫిషియన్సీ రావాలి అంటే ఏంటి, ఎఫికసీ ఉండాలంటే ఏంటి, సో దేర్ ఈజ్ సమ్ మ్యాక్సిమం కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ అని ఉంటుంది. ఇది ఐడియా ఉందా మీకు, మ్యాక్స్ అని ఉంటుంది, Cmax. వాట్ ఈస్ Cmax? వెన్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు అబ్జర్వ్, వైల్ అబ్జర్వింగ్ ప్లాస్మా టైమ్ ప్రొఫైల్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్, ప్లాస్మా టైమ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ప్రొఫైల్ ఉంటుంది స్టడీస్, ఐడియా ఉందా? ప్లాస్మా కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ వర్సెస్ టైం, ఆ ప్రొఫైల్ ఉంటుంది, ఇలా ఉంటుంది కదా, ఇలా పారాబోలిక్ కర్వ్ వచ్చేస్తుంటుంది కదా. వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్, దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ Cmax. వాట్ ఈస్ Cmax? ఎనీవన్ కెన్ టెల్ మీ వాట్ ఈస్ Cmax?
Maximum concentration.
Yeah, maximum concentration. సో ఆ మ్యాక్సిమం కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్కి రీచ్ అవ్వాలి అంటే ఇక్కడ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఉండాలి కదా ఫస్ట్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్స్టేబుల్ అంటున్నాడు, ఇన్స్టేబుల్ కాబట్టి ఏమన్నట్లు, దెర్ ఈస్ రిడక్షన్, reduced concentration. Okay, so in drug development formulation strategies also can helpful You can change the formulation method, you can change the designing formulation, either capsule or tablet or injection, then you have to change that one. There is a chance. By changing this or by selecting a particular formulation strategy, you have to develop and you have to improve that stability of a particular dosage form. Okay, so these are what effects only. Next, different structural modifications which required actually 3:30. Yeah, this is what last topic. What kind of structural modification strategies we require to improve solution stability? There are four methods are there, four strategies are required, essential to improve solution stability. Okay, so these modification strategies దేని బేస్ చేసుకొని చెప్తున్నాం? These modification strategies based upon conditions and what kind of functional groups are present in structure. Okay, so strategies for overcoming enzymatic hydrolysis, to overcome enzymatic hydrolysis in vivo and improvement of the plasma stability also. What are they? First, eliminate or modify unstable groups are unstable groups which are present in your drug molecule. If unstable groups are present, you can change that unstable groups, you can modify that, replace with another bioassistors. ఎక్కడ చేస్తాం ఇదంతా? డ్యూరింగ్ ద డిస్కవరీ ప్రాసెస్ లేకపోతే ఆఫ్టర్ ఎంటరింగ్ ఇన్ టు ద మార్కెటా? టెల్ మీ.
డ్యూరింగ్ ద డిస్కవరీ స్టేజ్.
అదే మరి ఆల్రెడీ మార్కెట్లోకి రిలీజ్ అయిన తర్వాత ఏం చేయలేము, మళ్ళీ బ్యాన్ చేయడమే, బ్యాక్ తీసుకోవడమే, బ్యాన్ చేయడమే. ఓకే, ఎలిమినేట్ ఆర్ మాడిఫై అన్స్టేబుల్ గ్రూప్స్. సో యాడ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ విత్డ్రాయింగ్ గ్రూప్స్. ఓకే, అండ్ రీప్లేస్ ఐసోస్టెరిక్ గ్రూప్స్. those are labile, those are sensitive, those are unstable. Isosteric replacement అంటుంటారు వాళ్ళు. Isosteric replacement of some labile functional groups, some sensitive or some unstable functional groups. They can easily hydrolyzable అన్నట్లు. So increase steric hindrance. Some hydrophobic groups you have to incorporate. Okay, increase steric hindrance to the lead molecule. So first example చూడండి, this is what artemisinin actually. So here this is what artemisinin. So here this ester group is there, acetal, ఇక్కడ acetal కనిపిస్తుంది చూడండి. So this is what acetal group is there. So you can substitute, you can modify that acetal group, remove that acetal group because it is a labile functional group. So if the labile functional group does not contribute to binding, ఏమన్నాడు అక్కడ? సో హియర్ ఈ గ్రూప్ ఉండడం వల్ల ఏంటంటే దేర్ ఈస్ నో యూజ్ యాక్చువల్లీ, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ టు ద బైండింగ్ ఇంటరాక్షన్. మీ టార్గెట్ సైట్కి బైండింగ్ ఇంటరాక్షన్ లేకపోతే కనుక యూ హ్యావ్ టు చేంజ్ ఇట్. బట్ అనదర్ డిఫికల్టీ ఈజ్ దేర్, అనదర్ ఛాలెంజింగ్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ ఈజ్ దేర్. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్? Here this group is labile, which causes instability, which causes maybe decomposition, but it is essential ekkada when it is binding interactions, when it is interfere with the receptor target site, not only receptor, any target site, adi target site lo binding interaction lo participate ayya group ayindi anukondi. If it is unstable or labile functional group, but it is essential for activity, that time you can select another strategy. But ee condition lenti, in case of artemisinin, the acetal group is not responsible and it does not interfere with the binding interaction with the therapeutic active site, but it causes instability in a solution form. So now you should remove this, you can eliminate it with other steric hindrance group తీసుకున్నాడు అక్కడ. RT ether వచ్చింది చూడండి. artemisinin కాస్త ఏమైంది, then the half life is 24 hours and here the half life is 10 hours, but the stability may be changed. Compared with the artemisinin stability, the RT ether is 10 times greater than the stability of artemisinin. Presence of acetyl group, it is less stable in form of solution. Absence of that ester acetal, by eliminating that acetal group, it is 10 times greater stable. Okay, that is in case of acetals. And also non-acetal group is there, because there is some acidic stability maintain చేయడానికి యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాడు. These two are what? Acidic stability maintain చేయడానికి. Along the pH వచ్చేసి 2, body temperature 37 degrees temperature. The conditions, these two are conditions of the assays. pH is 2, acidic environment, and the temperature is 37 degrees. At acidic environment 37 degrees temperature, the artemisinin is lower stable compared with the RT ether, and as usual same like this one also, it is non-acetal group, there is no acetals actually. But here you can substitute hindrance ni add చేస్తున్నాడు ఇక్కడ, some other groups may be modified. Okay, half life తగ్గుతుంది ఇక్కడ from 245 to 187, the optimum half life is this one. It may be stable compared with this deoxo artemisinin and deoxo RT ether. This is what the first strategy. And same that eliminate or modify, another example is there. Now I am going to tell you that one. This is what continuation part. So here just you observe modification. So this is what lipoxin, because lipoxase అని ఉంటుంది కదా, ఎంజైమ్ ఐడియా ఉందా? Lipoxin analog it is, lipoxin analogs. So here modification with another group. So here light instability undi in presence of acidic environment, in presence of acidic pH. Just you should remove this and add simple alkene కాస్త alkyne convert చేస్తున్నాడు. And what is its clearance, and what is its half life, and what is its area under the curve concentration? Here the compound A, it is half life 0.3 and B, it is 2.3. So here the conjugation system may be changed. All are conjugated systems, but one is mesomeric what is that? Mesomeric effect, another one is hyperconjugation effect. Which one is hyperconjugation undergo? This one is hyperconjugation, and this one is what? Mesomeric effect. Just modification of the conjugated section, the conjugated portion of your lead molecule or drug substance. Here the example is lipoxin. The modification of the conjugated section of the lipoxin, just elimination of the ester, and along with this group also metabolic instability. Metabolically instability. What is metabolic stability, metabolic instability? That is in your second unit, I think, second or third unit. That is another separate unit. Okay, right. So this is also elimination or modification strategy. First one, unstable groups are there in artemisinin. Just you should remove or eliminate that unstable group, and you should introduce another stable group. By this modification you have to improve stability of drug substance. Okay, the next one, this is what? Add an electron withdrawing group. So here the electron withdrawing group may be added. ఎక్కడ యాడ్ అయిందో చెప్పగలుగుతారా? Where it may be added? So here ఇక్కడ cyclohexane ring is ఉంది, epoxide ring is there, but here there is no epoxide ring. Addition of electron withdrawing group adjacent to an epoxide. Okay, here, which can reduce the reaction rate, and by reducing the reaction rate it may be stable. So stability compare చేస్తే 50 times greater than ఉంది. From that ipotholene B2 and cyanide group తీసుకున్నాడు ఇక్కడ. Okay, so addition of an electron withdrawing group cyano group reduce hydrolysis of the adjacent epoxide. This is what just another example, addition of electron withdrawing group. And next one, isosteric replacements. So same like that, if the functional group makes a significant contribution to the therapeutic target binding, ఒకవేళ target binding ఉంటే కనుక, if it is important to know that what kind of aspects of the groups contribute to active site interactions. Okay, and same like that group you can substitute with other isosters, bioisosters. If it is important అనుకోండి, binding interaction important అంటే you can replace that with other bioisosters. Biologically it is same function. Okay, and also increase steric hindrance. Steric hindrance increase చేయాలంటే ఏం చేయవచ్చు, some labile functional groups ని రిమూవ్ చేసేయాలి. ఓకేనా, అండ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ దట్ స్టెబిలిటీ. ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకుంటున్నాడు ఇక్కడ, ఇమిడాజోలిన్స్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకున్నాడు, pH 7.4 ఇన్. ఓకే, ఎట్ pH 7.4లో ఇమిడాజోలిన్స్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే ద స్టెబిలిటీ మే బీ ఇంక్రీజ్డ్ బై సబ్స్టిట్యూయెంట్ టు లెబైల్ గ్రూప్. అదేంటో ఇక్కడ చూద్దాం. ఏం తీసుకున్నాడు ఇక్కడ, ద స్టెబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ అమైడ్. ఇమిడాజోల్లో అమైడ్ గ్రూప్ ఉంది. సో అమైడ్ స్టెబిలిటీ ఇట్ మే బీ by addition of steric groups, by addition of steric hindrance near to that amide group, amide nitrogen, it may be enhanced stability. This is what example. First portion lo chudandi, this one is the second one. Okay, R2, where it is R2, this one is R2. Okay, and R3, R4, amide ekkada undi chudandi manaki here, R5. This is what, ఇక్కడ క్లోరిన్ తీసేసండి, ఆక్సిజన్ తీసేసి, ఇక్కడ ఏమొచ్చిండు, సమ్ స్టెరిక్ హిండ్రెన్స్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంటుంది దీస్ 2 కార్బన్ ఐటమ్స్తో. ఇథనాల్ వచ్చింది అక్కడ. సో దట్స్ వై ఇట్ ఈస్ అ స్టేబుల్ వన్. అండ్ ఆల్సో ఇన్ R4th పొజిషన్, వేర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ R4, హియర్ అమైన్ గ్రూప్ ఈస్ దర్. ఓకే, అండ్ R5 రీజన్, దీస్ 2 regions we are creating hydrophobic hindrance or steric hindrance around that single nitrogen atom because the lone pair of electrons are present. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఇక్కడ బల్కీ గ్రూప్స్ని యాడ్ చేసామనుకోండి, దెర్ ఈస్ నో ఛాన్స్ టు అటాక్ ఆన్ కంటైనింగ్ నైట్రోజన్ లోన్ పేర్స్. సో నౌ ద లోన్ పేర్స్ ఆర్ నాన్ అవైలబుల్. అవైలబిలిటీ లోన్ పేర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ హియర్ ఫర్ ఎనీ రియాక్షన్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ నైట్రోజన్స్ అండ్ అమైడ్స్. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ ద స్టేబుల్ వన్ బై స్టెరిక్ హిండ్రెన్స్ ఆర్ ఎట్ pH ఇక్కడ 7.4లో by increasing the steric hindrance it may be stable one. This is another example. So here hindrance improve చేస్తున్నా చూడండి. So there is no derivative actually here, there is no substituents, but here by simple what it is, ఏంటిది ఇదేంటో చెప్పగలుగుతారా,
ప్రొపైల్ రింగ్ సార్,
సైక్లోప్రొపైల్ తీసుకుంటున్నాను సింపుల్గా. సైక్లోప్రొపైల్ తీసుకొని డైపెప్టిడైల్ పెప్టిడేస్ 4 అంటది నేమ్. DPP4 inhibitors, these are the drug substance which inhibits the DPP, dipeptidyl peptidase 4th. So the chemical stability at 7.2, temperature వచ్చేసి 39.5 degrees temperature. So by introducing this steric hindrance which enhance or which improve the stability of that drug substance. Okay, so these are strategies actually. Then the last one, applications of the data. So solution stability data can be used in drug discovery. Avento chudandi, some purposes are there. First one is early alert before synthesis process. Early alert means Before synthesis process, you must know what kind of liable groups are there. Easily hydrolyzable groups are there. Just you substitute that easily hydrolyzable groups with other, and you can follow any other strategy. And the next one, selection of conditions, very important. So from this data you can select appropriate conditions for chromatography technique. మీరు సింథసైజ్ చేసిన తర్వాత కాంపౌండ్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేస్తుంటారు, కాంపౌండ్ ప్యూరిఫికేషన్ కూడా చేస్తుంటారు, ప్యూరి ఫామ్లో ఉండాలి కదా. సో దెర్ ఈస్ వాటర్ మాలిక్యూల్ ఏమి ఉండకుండా చూడాలి కంపల్సరీ. ఓకే, ఇన్ ప్యూరిఫికేషన్ టెక్నిక్స్ ఆల్సో యూ కెన్ టేక్ అప్రోప్రియేట్ కండిషన్స్. అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ డెవలప్ SAR స్టడీస్ విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ డేటా. ఈ డేటా వచ్చిన తర్వాత మనకి ఏమవుతుంది, విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ గ్రూప్స్, ఏం ఫంక్షనల్ గ్రూప్స్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటున్నావో దానికి ఆల్రెడీ డేటా ఉంటుంది. సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ సొల్యూషన్ స్టెబిలిటీ డేటా యూ కెన్ సెలెక్ట్ and you can develop a particular suitable structure stability relationship. What kind of groups which are stable, that is what structural stability relationships. Okay, and next one, so with the help of this data we can diagnose, we can identify poor in vitro bioassay performance. So if it is poor in vitro bioassay performance, you have to improve that. Assay conditions anna change cheyandi, otherwise you can select appropriate solution. Assay buffer system may be changed. So that is what the poor in vitro bioassay performances may be identified in early stage with the help of this data during the discovery process. And next one, identification of poor in vivo performances also. By this data you can identify in vivo performance, how it is either moderate or poor or good. Okay, and next one, what kind of compounds we required according to the order of priority. Which group is more stable, which group is moderately stable, and which group is less stable. So that is what prioritize. For example, ఒక 10 కాంపౌండ్స్ సింథసైజ్ చేస్తున్నారు ఇన్ ఏ సిరీస్, సేమ్ లీడ్ మాలిక్యూల్ ఇస్ దేర్, గ్రూప్ కాంపౌండ్ 1 is there, కాంపౌండ్ 10 is there. From compound 1 to 10, what kind of compounds are very stable, either 2 or 3 or 4 or 7th one, and which one is more stable, which one is less stable. Those are only suitable. Just you can make an order. What is the order of stability of your synthesized compounds? మీరు ఒక 100 కాంపౌండ్స్ సింథసైజ్ చేస్తే ఆ 100లో యూ హ్యావ్ టు మేక్ అన్ ఆర్డర్ ఫస్ట్, విచ్ వన్ ఈజ్ మోర్ స్టేబుల్, దెన్ ఫర్ దట్ డ్రగ్ సబ్స్టాన్స్ యూ కెన్ కండక్ట్ యానిమల్ స్టడీస్. సో prioritize the compounds for in vivo animal studies. This data will helpful to that stability studies or animal studies, for conducting animal studies. And last one, structure elucidation. You can find out the structural components, what kind of functional groups are present, what is the nitrogen content, what is the carbon content, what kind of groups are present, especially the retrosynthesis may be involved here. Structural elucidation of solution stability, that is what are the hydrolyzable groups are present, what are the labile functional groups are present, what are the isosteres are present, what its biological activity. That is what some structural elucidation of solution stability products which guide you. This data will guide you what kind of groups which require to synthesize, what kind of molecule you are going to synthesize. That depends upon application of this data. Okay, so this is what solution stability data. So far we have completed this plasma stability in this unit, and also this solution instability and solution stability. If you can ask.